People say good things come to those who wait. I think that good things come to those who are proactive. I I hate that first quote. When I was growing up, I was always just waiting to see my life get better. My entire teenage years, I was just really hoping at some point it's just gonna get better. At some point something will change. You know, either I'm just gonna win the lottery, or I'm just gonna one day have a eureka moment and just not be depressed, or maybe I'll discover hidden gold in my backyard. I was just waiting for something to happen, right? And it never did. That's because that's not how that fucking works. An object in motion stays in motion, right? Newton, laws of physics. If you are if you're sitting here and you're waiting for the good to happen, you know, and you're hoping that maybe I'll get a promotion at my job if I just hold out long enough, keep my results the same but just hold out. It's not how it fucking works. I realized that once I actually start being proactive, I start making that first step, ensuring that it's worth it, getting results. That is how you get good things. This entire year, I've been making these videos. I've been making these Clement Talk videos where I just talk at a camera and I just talk about my day, what I'm feeling, or a piece of advice I want to give, whatever I'm thinking about. And from these videos, they've really helped me not only be more vigilant with my other editing stuff, but I've also learned to just be more open. I'm learning to be a lot more open, frankly, because I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about, I'm putting it on the internet, but also because I'm just talking to begin with. You know, I was looking for some sort of therapy for so long because talking to a person who like has the answers, not really has the answers, but just like has a set of solutions in their head for what they would imagine, doesn't doesn't really work for me. I don't like talking to a person about how I feel because I know how I feel and I don't really have the best way to express that to a degree. That doesn't sound completely fucking insane. So I just came up with the idea, talk to a camera, just get it out, talk whatever you want to talk about, and let's just see where that goes. And I've learned so much more about myself through this experiment of making these videos. And the only way I've been able to make so much progress with myself is because I was proactive in actually getting this done. I've been searching for a new job this entire year as well. I quit from Panda Express mid February. I worked at Chick-fil-A for about a month. I was really hoping to make my, I don't want to say forever job, but like when you like move up from fast food and retail, whether it be moving up in the hierarchical system, like becoming a general manager, or like a DO, a district operator, you know, either moving up that way or just moving up out of that field. And I was really hoping to achieve either one of those. And for so long, I was I'm just scrolling through Indeed, and then I would be like, no, 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 because I'm having a good gig here. I don't need to fuck it up, and I already have all my time spent between my job and streaming and making videos. It's like I can't really juggle all of that, and I just had so much self doubt. in my ability to actually get a big boy job, that I just sat in, I was stagnant, I wasn't improving my life. I was just holding myself in a position that I felt comfortable in because I was scared of what could be, until finally I got the call back. And we all know I got the job at this new place. And I'm going to be making a lot more money. I've talked about it so many times to death. It's whatever. But the only way I was able to even find this opportunity was because I wouldn't stop putting my foot in the door. I wouldn't stop trying, being one step ahead of other people my age, trying to set myself up for success like that. I think that it's really hard to be proactive, especially if you don't have big dreams. My big dream is to be an entertainer, whether it be through streaming, YouTube, something else I figure out later on the point. You know what I mean? I just want to make people smile. That's my ultimate end goal. And I know that what I'm doing right now, or what I will be doing tomorrow at this new company, is not that, but it's a step towards. It's a step to that end goal. It's a very big step. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity because I'm able to just be that much closer to be able to achieve my goal. What I want to talk about today, what I'm trying to talk about really, is that the only way to actually improve your life, actually have the good not only come to you, but to be in such close proximity to where you are able to reach out and get it yourself instead of having to just wait for it, is to be proactive, is to be the first person in line, is to be the the forefront of whatever you're trying to achieve. It sucks sometimes. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes you don't want to do it. Sometimes you just want to say, I'm just going to lay in bed a little longer. I don't really want to make a TikTok today for my TikTok account. I don't have any ideas, so I'm just going to let it go for today and I'll come back tomorrow. But that doesn't help you. It doesn't necessarily not help you, as in like it's a detriment to you, but it doesn't elevate you to where you want to be, you know? The alligator who holds his mouth open, I don't know what alligators eat. What do alligators eat? Frog. Or use frog. The alligator who holds his mouth open waiting for the frog to jump in dies of starvation while the frog just hops around. The alligator thinks, if I just sit here and hold my mouth open, eventually the frog will jump in, I can snatch down and have a meal. Meanwhile, the frog is just jumping around, doing his own thing. The only way for that alligator to actually get a meal is for him to get up and chase it himself. Thank you.